welcome to Slime Fun, and today I'm going to be making bubblegum slime. I prefer to use shaving cream to do this, but we're out and we can make do and it'll work just fine. So I'm starting with Elmer's glue. I prefer white glue with this particular slime recipe, and I'm going to put that much in, and then I'm going to add the coloring. I'm going to make a very pale bubblegum color. So I'm just going to do, I'm trying to do half drop, which that ended up being about 3/4 of a drop. And then I'm also going to add bubblegum flavoring. And I'm just going to add 2 drops of that. And so what I'm going to do now is that I have in there, I have the little bit of the bubblegum flavoring and some red food coloring, and I'm going to mix it in, and I'm happy with the color. It's a little pinker than I wanted. I wanted it to be a little paler, but I didn't add much glue to start with, so that's understandable. And I'm not adding any sort of whipped cream. Sorry, not whipped cream, shaving cream. So at this point, this is a very simple slime recipe. It's glue and an activator, and that's basically it. And so I'm going to choose, I kind of am partial to a borax activator, and a borax activator is about 1 cup to 1.5 cups of warm water to a teaspoon of borax, and stir it until it dissolves, and then I keep them in these little plastic squeeze bottles that I get at a restaurant supply. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit as I go and then feel my way around. So that's probably not enough, but that's okay, because I'm just going to see how it's instantly thickening up. Can you see that? And pulling away from the side of the bowl. So I want to mix it up because it's got, you can see it in there, it's kind of chunky and kind of what I would call curdled. It doesn't have it evenly distributed throughout the medium, throughout the glue. So what I would prefer to do at this point is to pick it up and mess with it, but it's still just slightly, I think I need to add just a touch more activator. See how it kind of pulls up, kind of up from the bottom and away from the side. See how it does it kind of like almost like a spider web. But it still definitely needs more activator. And I need to put my hands in it to really get it mixed well. So I'm gonna add a little more activator and mix it up, scraping the sides, try and get it all together. And I'll go back later and pick that up with the slime once it's set. So here's, you can see like right here is 2. It's really good at this point, take my rings off, to get your hands in it, because that's the best way to get all the ingredients well combined. So this is the messy bit, but if I don't do it this way, I tend to over add activator.
A tip is to put contact lens solution on your hands, and that will help the slime not stick to your hands.
Which I clearly did not do, and would have been a wise thing to do. So at this point, I'm going to try and get as much as I can off this hand, so I can use it to grab the activator without making too much of a huge mess. I'm going to add a little more directly to it in my hands, and this should really help pull it away.
If you make slime with shaving cream, you don't have to add as much borax and contact lens solution to it. But if you're making slime without shaving cream, like we are right now, then you should probably add a lot more of borax and contact lens solution than you do to different slime with shaving cream.
Right. That's a very good point. Okay, I'm getting off that hand. I'll just try and take it off of this hand.
Another tip is when you have little pieces of slime still stuck to your hand, then you can use the whole slime and re-stick it very fast and quickly to try and get it off of your hands. And eventually, when your slime is correct, then it'll work.
And you can see already it's certainly more incorporated. It's more mixed in. It's pretty good consistency. I don't want to add any more activator. I'm tempted to because it's sticking a little bit still. I'm dropping it on the floor. But I don't think it's a good idea yet. I think I might just go down here. You can see I have a little bit of the activator on the bottom of the bowl. I'm just going to kind of scoop that up just a teeny bit more. It's just slightly too sticky. And it's hard to... I mean, I think I really could, the slime would benefit from about another minute of this kneading as opposed to adding activator. Because your kneading really mixes it in and incorporates it. Okay, so I think this is good. I think it's getting good. Let me show you what I mean. So let's put it, oh, this slime's over, yes? Go ahead.
The hard thing to do, it's kind of like an artist, like when you're an artist and you're painting something, it's hard to tell when you should stop adding things.
So
just
true.
like slime, you don't know when you should stop adding contact lens solution and borax. So try not to add like a lot, but try to add like how much we did. Because if you add too much of contact lens solution and borax, it could start pulling apart.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll just have to throw it away. And that's the bad thing about throwing it away. It's wasting earth. So try your very best to try and make it be like ours and not make it be like all messy and messed up and like pulling apart. Like it literally pulls right apart when you try to like stretch it out.
Okay, and this is pretty good, and I like to see this kind of in action. It's still a little sticky. Actually, now that I'm doing that, I think I'm going to add just a teeny bit more borax and see how that does. And what Elizabeth is saying is you don't want it to start going like chunking like this. And most slime, even that's ratioed well, will do it if you do it like that. But you don't want it to, like, when you do this, you want it to string together. You don't want it to go and break apart. That's kind of breaking apart. Which will happen to any slime if you do it quickly. But if you do it like this, it'll break apart. But if you do it like this, it should stretch.
So here is a tip for a slime that you have made and that doesn't work out very well, which we have made already, and that was an accident because we accidentally spilled the borax and it spilled right onto the slime and in the bowl.
Yeah, it was frustrating.
Yeah, and so the tip with it is to just collect the pieces that are on the bowl, and like with the slime that doesn't work out, collect the pieces on the bowl, and it may turn out looking pretty, but not feeling pretty.
Okay, well, we really appreciate you taking the time to watch our video. We certainly hope it was informative and helpful, and we wish you many, many happy slime adventures.